the neighbor's window. Amy moved into her new apartment on the third floor, excited for a fresh start in the city. Her bedroom window faced the building across the alley, close enough to see into the apartments opposite hers. Directly across, perhaps 20 feet away, was another bedroom window. An old man lived there. Amy would see him sometimes, reading in his chair or watching television. They'd occasionally wave to each other in passing. Then one night, Amy woke at 2 a.m. to use the bathroom. As she passed her window, she glanced across the alley. The old man was standing at his window, staring directly at her bedroom. Not moving, just staring. Amy quickly closed her curtains, her heart pounding. She told herself he was just looking out, not at her specifically, but something about his stillness, his intensity, made her skin crawl. The next night, she woke again at 2 a.m. She didn't know why. Some instinct made her peek through her curtains. The old man was there again. Same position, same motionless stare, but this time, his face was pressed against the glass, his breath fogging the window. Amy yanked her curtains closed and pushed her dresser in front of the window. She didn't sleep the rest of the night. She considered calling the police, but felt foolish. What would she report? An old man standing at his own window? The third night, Amy took sleeping pills and put on a sleep mask, determined not to wake up. But at 2 a.m., she woke anyway. The sleep mask had been removed. Her curtains were open. The dresser had been moved aside. And the old man was closer. Amy's breath caught in her throat. He was no longer in his apartment. He was outside, somehow suspended in the air between the buildings, floating in the darkness. His face was inches from her window glass. His eyes were completely white. She screamed and scrambled backward. When she looked again, he was back in his apartment, sitting calmly in his chair, reading. Amy didn't sleep in her bedroom anymore. She took the couch, making sure no windows were visible from where she lay. But at 2 a.m., she woke to find him standing inside her apartment. He stood at the foot of the couch, head tilted at an impossible angle, studying her. Amy couldn't move, couldn't scream. Sleep paralysis, she thought desperately, just sleep paralysis. Then he spoke, his voice dry and ancient. "I've been waiting for someone to notice." "Notice what?" Amy whispered, "That I died 3 months ago." The old man's image flickered, and Amy saw him as he truly was, desiccated, decayed, his eyes sunken into his skull. "Every night at 2 a.m., I wake up again. I wake up dead, and I'm so lonely." "Please," Amy begged, "leave me alone." "I can't," he said sadly, "because you're the only one who can see me. And now that you've seen me, now that you've acknowledged me, I can see you too." He reached out, and his touch was ice. "Every night at 2 a.m., you'll wake up. And I'll be here, waiting, watching, forever." Amy tried to move the next week, but no matter where she went, across the city, to a different state, to a hotel with no windows, at 2 a.m. she woke to find him standing there, watching, growing bolder each night. Last week he started speaking again. He told her about the others, the dead who wait at windows, in mirrors, in dark corners, the dead who watch the living and wait for someone to notice them. Soon, he whispered last night, his rotted face inches from hers, "You'll join us. You barely sleep anymore. Your body is failing. And when you die, you'll wake up too. At 2 a.m. Forever." Amy looked in the mirror this morning and saw him standing behind her reflection. But when she turned around, nothing was there. She's writing this down as a warning. It's 1:58 a.m. now. She can hear breathing that isn't hers. She can feel the temperature dropping. If you're reading this, check your window at 2 a.m. tonight. If you see someone watching, don't acknowledge them. Don't let them know you've seen them. Because once they know you can see them, they'll never stop watching. And eventually, you'll be watching too. Forever. At 2 a.m. Story No. 2, The Checkout Lane. Greg worked the night shift at a 24-hour supermart outside Tucson. Most nights were dead quiet, Just truckers, insomniacs, and the occasional weirdo. He'd seen it all, or so he thought. It started the night the woman in the yellow raincoat came through his lane at 2:33 a.m. It hadn't rained in Tucson for 6 weeks. She placed a single item on the conveyor belt, a box of birthday candles. "Find everything okay?" Greg asked reflexively. She stared at him with gray, filmy eyes. "I need 27 candles. Count them." Greg opened the box. 26 candles. "I'll grab you another box. Count them again." He counted. Still 26. But when he looked up to tell her, she was gone. The automatic doors hadn't opened. The candles remained on the counter. The next night, 2:33 a.m. exactly, she returned. Same yellow raincoat, drenched despite the dry weather. This time, a single birthday cake, child-sized. "Did you count them?" she asked. "Ma'am, I don't. The candles. Did you count them again?" Greg's hands trembled as he retrieved the box he'd stashed under the counter. He counted again. 27 candles now. One had appeared. The woman smiled, revealing black gums. "Good. One more night." She vanished again, leaving the cake. Greg checked the security footage later. The cameras showed him talking to thin air, handling objects that appeared and disappeared frame by frame. The third night, Greg considered calling in sick, but something compelled him to go. At 2:33 a.m., the lights flickered. The woman appeared, not at the door, but already standing at his register. She placed a final item down, a birthday card with a child's drawing on it. "Read it," she commanded. Greg opened the card with shaking hands. "Happy 27th birthday, Mommy. I'm sorry I lit the candles by myself. I'm sorry about the fire. Please come home." "I can't go home," the woman whispered. "I've been trying to check out for 27 years. Behind her, the store transformed. Smoke filled the aisles. Flames crawled up the shelves. Greg smelled burning plastic and hair. Through the smoke, he saw a small figure. A child, holding a birthday cake, crying. The woman turned toward the child. "I'm here now, baby. I'm finally here." They both faded into the smoke. When the lights stopped flickering, everything was normal. Except on Greg's register screen, a transaction had completed. 1 birthday cake, 1 box candles, 1 card. Total, points. Paid in full. Greg quit the next day. But sometimes, at 2:33 a.m., wherever he is, he smells birthday cake burning. Story 3. The Hiker's Rule. Every experienced hiker in the Cascade Mountains knows the rule: if you hear someone calling your name on the trail, never respond. Never acknowledge it. And absolutely never follow it into the woods. Marcus thought it was just superstition, folklore to scare tourists. He'd hiked these mountains for 15 years and never experienced anything unusual. Until the afternoon he decided to summit Copper Ridge alone. 4 hours in, he heard it. "Marcus." A woman's voice, distant but clear, coming from off-trail to his left. He stopped. His heart quickened. He'd read about auditory hallucinations at altitude, about how the wind through trees could sound like voices. "Marcus, I need help." It sounded like his sister, Jenna. But Jenna was in Seattle, safe at home. He'd talked to her that morning. The rational part of his brain screamed at him to keep walking. But what if someone was actually hurt? What if it was a hiker in trouble, who just happened to sound like Jenna? "Marcus, please." "I'm hurt." He stepped off the trail. The forest seemed to close in around him immediately. The temperature dropped 20 degrees in seconds. His phone showed no signal, then no service, then the screen went black despite a full battery. He pushed through the underbrush for several minutes before realizing he couldn't hear the voice anymore, and worse, couldn't see the trail behind him. Every direction looked identical. Then, he saw her, Jenna, standing between 2 trees about 50 yards ahead, wearing the same purple jacket she'd worn to his college graduation. She waved at him, smiling. "Jenna, how did you get here?" She didn't answer, just turned and walked deeper into the woods. Marcus followed, jogging now, branches clawing at his face. But he never got closer. She stayed exactly 50 yards ahead, occasionally looking back with that same smile. Then she stopped at the edge of a ravine. Marcus caught up, breathing hard. "Jenna, what's going on?" "How?" When he got close, he saw her face clearly. It wasn't Jenna. It was something wearing her face like a mask, ill-fitting and wrong. The smile stretched too wide. The eyes were completely black. "You answered," it said in a voice like grinding rocks. "You acknowledged. You followed." Behind Marcus, he heard dozens of voices now, all calling different names, echoing through the trees. Other hikers emerged from the woods like zombies, hollow-eyed, moving mechanically, mouths opening and closing. "Now you call for us," the thing said. "Call for the next one." Marcus felt his jaw moving involuntarily, heard his own voice call out a name he didn't recognize, over and over, unable to stop. Search and rescue found Marcus 3 days later, standing motionless between 2 trees, eyes unfocused, calling the same name repeatedly. "David. David. I need help." He's been in psychiatric care ever since, unable to speak anything except that one phrase. Doctors say it's catatonia induced by trauma and exposure. But hikers on Copper Ridge still report hearing someone calling for David. And last month, a hiker named David Chen went missing on that same trail. They found his abandoned backpack and his phone with a final text to his wife, "I think I hear someone who needs help. Going to check. Be right back." He never came back. Remember the rule. If you hear your name in the woods, never answer.